Have you ever wondered how warfare, a fundamental part of human history, has evolved over time? We embark on a journey starting from the inception of warfare, when survival ruled conflicts and territorial disputes were common. Picture an era when warfare's inception was tribal, with groups disputing over territories or dominance, desperate for resources. Picture primitive humans, equipped with rudimentary weapons like stones and spears, propelled by their primal instincts. These tools, formed from whatever materials were available, were their primary defense and attack arsenal. Yet, the simplicity of these weapons masked the strategic thinking that was already in play. Warfare was not merely a display of raw power, it was like an elementary game of chess. Understanding their environment, anticipating the enemy's moves, and discerning the opportune time to attack, defend, and retreat were crucial. The brutality of these initial conflicts belied a spark of innovation that adversity ignited, the foundation for strategic thinking, adaptability, and creativity. As humanity advanced, so did their weapons, tactics, and hierarchical structures. From stones to spears, from tribes to armies, from primal survival to quest, the dawn of warfare illustrated our species' capacity to adapt and persevere. While brutal, warfare mirrors our resilience, inventiveness, and survival instinct. An intriguing balance of savage and strategic thinking, these primal battles paved the way for warfare's evolution, as humans continually sought advantage over adversaries. This remarkable transformation marked the starting point of a profound, arduous sojourn through history, a journey destined to redefine the very essence of conflict. These initial battles set the scene for the evolution of warfare, as humans sought to gain an advantage over their enemies. This marked the beginning of a long, challenging journey through history, a journey that would change the very essence of conflict. The Iron Age ushered in a pivotal era in the history of warfare. As iron replaced bronze, the nature of combat was fundamentally altered. This durable and versatile metal enabled the creation of more robust weaponry and armor, leading to a shift in battlefield dynamics. Armies became more structured, replacing the disordered battalions of the past. Military strategies and tactics evolved, becoming more intricate and sophisticated. Every decision on the battlefield, every maneuver could now change the tide of war. This period was characterized by significant individuals who harnessed the power of iron to shape the course of history. A notable figure of note was Alexander the Great, a military genius whose impact continues to resonate. His use of a diverse army consisting of heavy and light infantry, along with cavalry, set new standards in warfare. His tactics, including the phalanx formation, solidified his dominion, expanding his empire across vast territories. At the same time, the East was also experiencing a transformative period in their military history. At the helm was the celebrated Chinese general Sun Tzu. His work, The Art of War, offered profound insights into military strategy that are still revered today. He emphasized the influence of intelligence, deception, and psychological warfare in achieving victory, concepts that continue to shape modern warfare. This era was not simply about innovation in weaponry, it marked an evolution in the very essence of war. Individual prowess was still valued, but strategic thinking and planning were now paramount. Leaders had to be tacticians, not just warriors. It was a time when battlefield wisdom and strategic acumen became as important as physical strength and courage. This transformative period saw warfare metamorphosing into a game of power and strategy, setting the stage for the future chapters in military evolution. The Iron Age saw warfare transform into a game of strategy and power, paving the way for the next chapter in its evolution. The invention of gunpowder was a game-changer in the history of warfare. This pivotal discovery was birthed in the ancient lands of China, forever reshaping the face of human conflict. As this explosive substance burst upon the global scene, it sparked the beginning of a new epoch in the annals of warfare, an era dominated by gunpowder and widespread conflict. With the advent of gunpowder, warfare was no longer simply a test of brute strength and military strategy. Now, it had become a contest of precision and timing. This revolutionary compound laid the foundation for the development of firearms and artillery, powerful weapons that could wreak havoc on enemy lines from great distances. The battlefield was transformed, now a mesmerizing yet terrifying spectacle of smoke. The thundering echo of cannons firing and the sharp crack of muskets became the defining sounds of this age. Key confrontations throughout history were shaped and often decided by this powerful compound. Take, for example, the 100 Years' War, a protracted conflict that pitted England against France in the Middle Ages. In the early stages of this war, the English longbow was the weapon of choice, dominating the battlefield. However, with the introduction of gunpowder weaponry, like the mighty cannon, the balance of power shifted dramatically. Fast forward to the 19th century and the American Civil War. This brutal, bloody chapter in history was heavily influenced by gunpowder. Both the Union and Confederate armies relied heavily on firearms and artillery, their devastating power dictating the tactics and strategies employed in key battles. This explosive force brought about a paradigm shift, leading to conflicts that spanned not just countries, but entire continents and oceans. The global landscape of warfare had been irrevocably altered. However, as momentous as this change was merely the beginning. Gunpowder forever altered warfare, but more changes were yet to come. The 20th century ushered in an innovative era of warfare, characterized by groundbreaking advances in technology that revolutionized battlefield strategies. The century began with the advent of tanks in World War I. These engineered metal giants, built to endure the harshest of battlefield terrains and heavy artillery, replaced the brutal trench warfare with a more sophisticated approach. Tanks were indeed game changers, altering the course of ground warfare. As the world began to grasp the implications of mechanized warfare, the skies opened up a whole new dimension to battle. The advent of aviation warfare completely altered of conflict. Aircrafts were not just tools for surveillance, they provided a platform for strategic bombing missions that could devastate enemy lines from a distance. The use of aircraft escalated significantly during World War II, redefining the concept of warfare. But nothing shook the world more profoundly than the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The bombings were carried out by the Enola Gay and Bockscar respectively, and they unveiled the terrifying potency of nuclear weapons to the world. The world witnessed the end of World War II, but also the birth of a new era of tension, the Cold War. The Cold War era was marked by a nuclear arms race between the two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union. The threat of mutually assured destruction not only kept the world on edge, but also emphasized the irony of these weapons. Their existence deterred war. As for the impact of these technologies, they didn't limit themselves to the battlefield. They left an indelible mark on human history, reshaping international politics, redefining engagement rules, and formulating innovative military strategies. Their influence reached far beyond the war room, carving their place into the annals of human civilization. The 20th century was an era of unparalleled change, a time when warfare transitioned from a game of numbers and might to a game of technology and strategy. As we contemplate the future, one question arises: what is the future of warfare? Throughout history, the methods, tools, and strategies of warfare have continuously evolved. From the bronze swords and wooden shields of ancient times, we have ascended to the deployment of modern tanks, stealth aircraft, and ballistic missiles. These advancements have transformed the face of combat dramatically. Yet now, we are on the cusp of a new era that promises to change warfare in ways we are only beginning to understand. In this emerging epoch, the tools of war are not tangible weapons made of steel, iron, or gunpowder. Instead, they are lines of insidious code and vast amounts of data. This shift has birthed the concept of cyber warfare, a type of conflict that exists not on physical battlegrounds, but in the shadowy, intangible realm of the digital world. Nations worldwide are now deploying highly skilled hacker teams, training them to infiltrate adversaries' systems, pilfer sensitive data, and even sway political outcomes. Simultaneously, we seeing the rise of self-operating drones and sophisticated artificial intelligence systems. These technologies hold the potential to revolutionize warfare by enabling precise strikes and extensive surveillance without risking human lives. However, they also raise pressing ethical questions. How does one assign accountability when machines become the decision-makers in matters of life and death? If something goes awry, who bears the responsibility and consequential burden? Then there's the strategic perspective to consider. In a world where wars are fought and won in cyberspace, how does a nation safeguard itself? How does it retaliate effectively when its battleground is not a physical landscape but a digital one? The answers to these critical questions remain enigmatic, and rules of engagement in this new kind of warfare are still unwritten. These scenarios may seem like they are straight out of a science fiction movie, but they are not. They are occurring in the present time, reshaping warfare in profound and complex ways that we are yet to fully comprehend. As we witness these changes, it is imperative that we grapple with tough questions concerning the nature of war, the value of and the kind of world we want to inhabit in the future. As we teeter on the brink of a new warfare era, we must consider what these changes imply for our future. Will we transition from physical to digital battlefields? Only time will reveal.